do you recommend that someone who's buying, whether it be single family homes, small multifamilies, is it worth it for them to get their license? Going the other way now.
Pros and cons.
That's a very good question, because you might think that I'd say, oh, yeah, sure, go and get your license. But there are circumstances, depending on what your business model is. If you're going to if you're going to buy and hold for rental, that's one scenario. If you're going to buy a property, renovate it, and flip it, that's another scenario. And if you are looking to buy and flip, access to that broker's fee, to that commission, is very important, because you want, when you go to sell it, you don't want to have to pay the full bore to sell it. When you buy it, you want to use that money to renovate or whatever. So in that case, yes. If you're trying to do it for yourself and just buy a property and hang on and then maybe sell your own property or whatever, you'd have to think through, because there's no disadvantage to having a license, but there are requirements and stipulations that you have to meet. So if you don't really have a reason to hold the license, if it's not going to generate revenue for you, then I would not have one. Okay, I would have a partner like yourself or Mark that would work together, an agent that would work, a broker that would work together with you. So they would have the license, you don't have to. So I guess I'm sort of transvoluted answer here, but in not every circumstance would you benefit from a license.
Let's break that down, because you have just put some numbers to it. If you're buying a $500,000 house and you're going to rehab it and you're going to flip it and sell it for $800,000, I mean, you're literally talking about just doing quick math, like 20,000 on the front end and maybe another 25 or 30,000 on the back end that either is going right into your pocket or right to your bottom line. I know, Tom, you're dealing with that. You find stuff off market, but you're at least saving on the sales side a lot, right?
I'm probably a little bit of a different cat here. Like I actually like working with other brokers because it entices them to bring me deals.
Yes.
Right. That's the carrot. Right. We will pay you on the back end. You bring us a deal, you get on the front end, and we'll sign the listing agreement the day we close, so that you're protected on the back end. So like I almost look at it as ammunition, and then I don't have to give up my Saturdays with my kids. Like I can justify it in my head. Right.
I'll go there too, because you could also use on the front end the commission as a negotiation tool as well too. Like, hey, I'll forego my commission. So, but what you're saying though, what we're both saying is having it in both those circumstances gives you options at least.
Yes, absolutely options. And the other thing too, so like, sorry to cut you off, but it's great having people that you can depend on, that, hey, they'll bring you deals, they'll get it on the back end. That creates deal flow for us instead of me taking the commission. But the deals I do represent myself, there is something to be said for being the one directly negotiating with the buyer, not hearing it secondhand, being there, being the one in the room, seeing how, so-and-so love the house, and knowing just where they really stand and what kind of stance you can take in a negotiation, because you've seen them from the second they saw the home. You're not getting, you're not hearing it from someone, 24 hours later. Like, you actually got to see it face to face. They got to know you a little bit, and just the negotiations just seems to go a little bit better. Not that I'm better at it, just there's one less person involved.
I can see the little bubble above Vince's head right now. It says disclosure, disclosure, disclosure.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it. The three most important things in real estate are location, location, location. And the three most important things in the real estate business are disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. Our job is to reveal, uncover, disclose every bit of knowledge that we know about the transaction or the property without hesitation. And as a matter of fact, if you have a license, to answer your question too, Tom, if you have a license, now you're obligated to disclose that on every document you sign. So if you have a license, even though you may not broker that deal, someone else may be selling the property that you own. you have to put on there, owner holds an Illinois real estate broker's license. That needs to be disclosed and revealed. But, you know, that's the wonderful thing about real estate. There's always more than one way to do everything. It just really is. There's more than one way to buy, more than one way to sell, more than one way to finance, more than one way to take title. It's pretty exciting, actually.
On the flip side of that, if you're going to be a hold investor, and I think this is what you're saying, Vince, and I think this is what I did, is my partner, Brian, who we bought a bunch of properties early on with, I had the license and he didn't. So he benefited from me having the license, but it didn't require us both. Was that kind of what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Sure. If you got somebody like yourself, Mark, if I'm an investor and I know that you're in the marketplace working every day, you see things that come up and you send them my way. That's part of brokerage. It isn't always just, trying to get somebody to list their house with me today. It's a matter of building this relationship that, hey, you know what I'm looking for. You've got my best interest in mind, and you bring me property. I wouldn't need to have a license if I had someone like you working with me.